Hi everyone. Welcome to our first Summer Monday devotional. Every Monday throughout the summer, I will record a devotional that you can watch whenever you want to throughout the week, just as a way to reflect on your faith and your life and where God is, what God's up to, and what God is calling you to do in this time. So this summer, we're going to walk through the book of Philippians together. Philippians was written by the Apostle Paul when he was in prison and awaiting trial in Rome. And it's a book that is full of joy and thanksgiving and deep, deep gratitude for God and God's people. And so I look forward to exploring these themes with you this summer. So our first reading is from chapter 1, verses 3 through 11. Hear now the word of the Lord. I thank my God every time I remember you, constantly praying with joy in every one of my prayers for all of you, because of your sharing in the gospel from the first day until now. I am confident of this, that the one who began a good work among you will bring it to completion by the day of Jesus Christ. It is right for me to think this way about all of you, because you hold me in your heart. For all of you share in God's grace with me, both in my imprisonment and in the defense and confirmation of the gospel. For God is my witness, how I long for all of you with the compassion of Christ Jesus. And this is my prayer, that your love may overflow more and more with knowledge and full insight to help you to determine what is best, so that in the day of Christ you may be pure and blameless, having produced the harvest of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ for the glory and praise of God. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So as I read this passage, I'm just struck by Paul's joy and his gratitude, even while he's in prison, even while he has been persecuted, even in the midst of really difficult circumstances. And it can be really hard to give thanks in those times. And I know I certainly have had times in my own life where it's been really hard, and it's hard to find gratitude in the midst of that. But a couple of years ago, I read a book by an author called Diana Butler Bass called Grateful, and here's the book right here. And throughout it, she explores gratitude, the practice of gratitude in our lives, both on a personal level, but then also on a communal level. And it's just a really beautiful meditation on the practice of giving thanks and how it transforms us and our world. And she tackles that question of giving thanks even when circumstances are difficult, and how sometimes that sounds almost trite or something that doesn't seem like is possible. And she writes about an experience she had in her own life where she just didn't feel that. But she came across a quote by a Catholic theologian and writer named Henri Nouwen about this very thing. And I'm going to read it to you now, as I think he shares some deep wisdom on this. Nouwen writes, "To be grateful for the good things that happen in our lives is easy, but to be grateful for all of our lives, the good as well as the bad, the moments of joy as well as the moments of sorrow, the successes as well as the failures, the rewards as well as the rejections, that requires hard spiritual work. Still, we are only truly grateful people when we can say thank you to all that has brought us to this present moment. As long as we keep dividing our lives between events and people we would like to remember and those we would rather forget, we cannot claim the fullness of our beings as a gift of God to be grateful for." So I think this is a beautiful reflection on how just the fullness of our lives is something that we can be grateful for. And maybe those times that are easy to give thanks for are wonderful, And those times that are not as easy to give thanks for are deeply challenging. And yet we're called to give thanks for both of those things because holistically and as it all comes together, it illustrates the life that God has so graciously given to us, which is something that we can be grateful for. So this week, I encourage you to reflect on what you're grateful for. Make a list, offer it up in prayer every night. But what are you grateful for? And to close our time of devotion together, I'm going to offer a blessing by John O'Donohue, an Irish spiritual writer. And this is a blessing for friendship. Friendship is a gift that we can be so grateful for. And Paul is grateful for his friends that he has in Philippi and for the many friends he met throughout his ministry. And I'm grateful for all of you and for the ministry that God has called us to do together. And I'm grateful that we are partners together. So now I'll receive this blessing. May you be blessed with good friends and learn to be a good friend to yourself, journeying to that place in your soul where there is love, warmth, and feeling. May this change you. May it transfigure what is negative, distant, or cold within your heart. May you be brought into real passion, kindness, and belonging. May you treasure your friends. May you be good to them, be there for them, and receive all the challenges, truth, and light you need. May you never be isolated, but know the embrace of your Anam Cara, your soul friend. Blessings to you.